I was talking with someone yesterday about AI actually, and he was just like, "Why are you trying to do all of this way? Isn't can't you just get AI to do it?" And
Oh,
I
I
and I
can
was
say
like, "No,
why.
you can't. You can't. AI isn't that good." And
Dr. Popp wants to take over the whole city and ain't got no time for no good bebop beatniks like me and my band.
Hi, dear friends. Anna is here. God of Fashion is here. We are happy to be back with you. And I sincerely apologize for the delay. Well, it's not a delay. It's been this rather long time gap since my last post, since the last video, but I will be sure to mention a word or two on this later. But what matters actually is we are back. And I have this amazing guest with me, and you already can see John Lamger on the video with me here. So we are all ready, my dear guys, to share with you exciting news and just to share what's up and what brother John has been basically, because he is the reason of this interview and of the video. So yeah, it would be really so great to hear what he has to share with us, and I'm just really thankful for the opportunity. So okay, basically brother John has an amazing project in progress, and it's called Jazz Cow. So, John, will you please introduce yourself? And by the way, dear guys, from the title of the video, you already know a bit. You may know if one can read, right? So yeah, you already you already know that we are going to talk about creativity. We are going to talk about AI. We are going to talk about human creativity, and actually all of these topics, they will be broken down better on the example, because it always works better when we like look at the things on the example of something. So with no further ado, John, will you please tell us a little bit more of yourself and what you do, and more importantly of the exciting project that is, by the way, guys, currently on kickstarter.com. So obviously you can go directly by yourselves to check everything about it. So, John, to you.
thank you. Yes, so I'm John Lumgare. I'm an animation director from London and been running an animation and video production company for 18 years or so. And I'm currently working on a project called Jazz Cow, which is about a jazz playing cow who leads a resistance movement against algorithms and big tech.
Mm. Wow, I see. This is exciting. And obviously, my dear guys, so for you, I know it is, so for me, it may be a little bit hard to perceive information like the full picture of it from the words, but no worries. We are going to put every detail and all the links and everything, how to find the information on what John and his team do. So yeah, you may just already start clicking around and looking things up. But yeah, John, this is very interesting. And yes, indeed. So basically, if I were to go to Kickstarter, obviously the introduction, yeah, indeed, it is an animation. It looks like animation. And basically, yeah, my dear guys, this is what you can see in the background here, just, behind John. So this is how Jet Cow, this character, this hero looks like, right? Okay, so basically, you're talking about in a way about human creativity, right? And Jess Cow basically represents one side of the resistance, and Dr. Pops, is it the name?
Dr. Pop, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Popp, yeah. He represents these basically this world which is about control, which is about filters, which is about algorithms. And I do remember when I was checking out your project just back in time, back in the day, maybe around May time, there was like some, there were some quotes how basically Dr. Popp, he would basically, okay, dear guys, why do you need to go out to the park and play chess there? You can download this amazing new app and play chess on your phone, right? And
Yeah.
but John, honestly, like my first question to you, and my dear guys, we will have three questions altogether, right? So my first question to you is is there any necessity to talk about these things? When basically what you juxtapose in this animation series, basically the human creativity and algorithms and filters, because let's face it, sometimes we do like filters, and sometimes algorithms, they do make our life better. What do you think?
So I guess it's at the beginning, I want to draw a distinction between me and Jazz Cow. We're not actually the same. Although many people have seen similarities in our attitudes. Um, so in animation, everything's kind of exaggerated and pushed to extremes. And so the world of algorithms and all of that is pushed to this extreme where it's all bad. But actually, Dr. Popp wants to make the world a better place. He wants to make it more convenient. He wants to make it cheaper. He wants to make it easier. And so it's very, very seductive. And the people around him really want that. So the jazz resistance are awkward people. They're not your kind of the people you'd want to be your heroes. They're not perfect. And so we've got in the middle a bit of a tension because we've all benefited from algorithms. We wouldn't be able to use the internet. We've all benefited from all these different technologies. The problem is that they've taken over. So people are spending their time scrolling on their phone rather than having real relationships. And we're made to have relationships with one another. People are investing in the fake and not enjoying the real. And so we've pushed this to extremes. It's like junk food. It's okay to eat a burger. It's okay to eat chips. They're not going to kill you. They're fine. But if that's all you eat, you'll end up dying very quickly. And and so I think it's the digital equivalent of junk food. And are we moderating it or are we just getting addicted? So they're the questions. And we want to show the absurdity on both sides because you can't really be a Luddite. You can't say, I'm not going to do technology at all. Where do you draw the line? Do you say, I don't want the wheel? At what point? Because everything's technology. So there's a kind of absurdity that needs to be exposed on both sides of the argument. But I very much are on the cow side.
Thank you for your honesty. And I absolutely agree with you because we sometimes we tend to fall on the either side of the ditch. But
Mm,
it is when you are on the way, when you're actually on the path, things start happen, and not when you are like you choosing, yeah, which is a journey, and sometimes we do not understand, or we cannot see that actually no, we are overdoing this. Oh no, but I thought you want me to do this. Oh, like it's like no, 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 this is not about you not continuing on with what you do. Maybe it is about you doing less of that and more of this,
mm,
which is it requires humility, it requires wisdom. So yeah, it's really, I'm just, yeah, I'm so excited about your project. And my dear guys, you probably just seeing it like right now, because you seeing me right now, but I've been already super excited about this project for a while, and we need to talk about these things. We need to make a precedent, because my dear guys, sometimes it's like when certain topics and certain trends, they dominate the spotlight, all of people, they may erroneously think, well, that's all that exists. There is no alternative, whereas there is always an alternative. Sometimes it is a more distinct one, as in black to white, or sometimes it is an alternative in the shape and form, as in something better than its previous version. So yeah,
mm.
yeah, great stuff. Okay, second question. Let's talk about AI. From your experience, cannot wait to hear more from you on this topic because everybody talks about it. We talk about it, in the creative fields, but more pertinently, God of fashion in the fashion scene, and in a great number of areas where AI can bring betterment and bring solutions to certain things. Yeah, so it is very much legit, right? Okay, and I do understand, my dear guys, that algorithms and filters, they do not quite qualify for the expression for the for the AI, but they are still an expression of some kind of intelligence, right? John, what do you think about AI, and especially from the position of your 18 years in the industry? What can you share with us?
So I was talking with someone yesterday about AI actually, and he was just like, "Why are you trying to do all of this way? Can't you just get AI to do it?"
Oh,
And I and I
excellent
was like,
point.
"No,
Why?
you can't. You can't. AI isn't that good." And it sounds crazy because you're seeing these super slick images. People are talking about, "Oh, AI is amazing. It's the future." Because every new fad, everyone gets very excited about. And it is powerful and it is going to be, it's part of the future, no doubt. But it can't do everything and it's not as smart as people think because it isn't really intelligent. And it is artificial. And I think where something's artificial, it's it's fake, it's copying, it's not the real thing. And so I've seen a lot of technology happen since running our company. So in our early days, we were drawing physical pictures on paper, scanning it in, and doing that frame by frame. And for animation and for live action, we were shooting on real film. And those things now seem absurd to people today. But that's only 18 years ago. So that all these tools have become more and more prevalent. And AI is brilliant for if you've got a bad audio recording and you want to get rid of some of the noise. The AI tools to do that kind of thing is brilliant. AI to do spell checking and grammar checking is brilliant, but because it's good at pattern recognition. But when it comes to creativity, it's really just stealing other people's stuff to a level. It's not really, and AI stuff seems to be a bit of a hall of mirrors. It just seems to keep repeating all the stuff. It looks like AI. And I'm not talking about characters with seven fingers, uh, or all of that stuff. I'm just talking about the aesthetic. It's becoming more and more of the same, which is, and I think this is going to happen more and more with AI, that human creativity is going to have to really shine out. But it's going to take over loads of jobs because people, if you can click a button and it comes up with something that's okay, and that gets faster and faster, people will opt to do that rather than paying a creative professional to do something that's a lot better.
Mm.
But people will need the professionals to do something that's really good, to do something that's unique that will stand out in the marketplace. And so AI definitely has its place. I'm actually doing a job at the moment for an AI company, um, and it's to showcase their software for their investors. And the thing is, it's not there yet. But one of the things that's interesting is it gives a kind of, because the thing with the AI, it's a bit like a roulette wheel or a slot machine. You don't know what numbers are coming up, so you put something in, no, it's rubbish. Put the same thing in, it's rubbish. This one, oh, this one's okay. And that kind of randomness is not really conducive to doing anything professionally, but they think that they've got a way to make it so that it's editable and useful. But we'll see.
So it's like, it's like this old saying goes, money is a terrible master, but a wonderful resource. So
Yes.
AI is a wonderful helper, but a terrible master.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. And I do remember, like I was preparing for one of our workshops. Well, back then it was like book clubs. And my dear guys, some of you who know the channel and who know something about, what we do. Basically, we have these monthly community groups where we would get together and then basically discuss things. But right now, not only do we discuss things, we also act as a focus group for the entrepreneurs who are among us. So we are able to really just, scratch the surface beyond the project that, our members work on. So it's really great. And basically, when I was preparing for one of those workshops and basically exploring what we potentially could cast our mind over, I found this fashion magazine, which is 100% fully AI enhanced. And all
Wow.
the models, all the text, all the photography works, they were done by AI. And even models, and like when you look at models, photo shoots on a magazine, fashion mag, right? Obviously, you do not know those models in person. They are like celebrities, but they exist somewhere. Those people exist. But when you look at those people's faces, they are not human. They do not exist anywhere.
Mm.
Look like humans 100%. And this is a scary thing. And I do not, and my dear guys, I'm not making any conclusions right now. Please make your own conclusions here, praise God. But it's a very interesting, kind of like a stepping stone, and to kind of this kind of point of awareness for us to find ourselves at. Yeah, okay, John, okay, so talk about creativity. I know that you have already mentioned certain things, and and even the project that you currently work on, the software. But basically, how does your everyday at work look like? You are an animator. Will you please share with the people who aspire to be animators, what does it take to do what you do? And also, could you please compare it with how it was for you, maybe when you just started, um,
Yes.
with how it is right now? How folks can break into your industry?
So the thing with animation is it's a lot of hard work. There aren't really shortcuts, and I'm not the best animator. I'm working with a team that are brilliant, but I'm not the best animator. I can hold my own. That's about it. Um, there are books that I would recommend. So Richard Williams' book, Animation Toolkit, Animation Something by Richard Williams. You can put it in the link if I'll send you the link. Um, there's a guy called Aaron Blaise who teaches online, and you can get his courses very cheaply, and you can learn from masters. And those traditional principles, whether you're doing it with um, hand drawn like a old Disney, or you're using puppets, or you're doing it in the computer, or even if you're using AI, I guess, they're all going to follow these traditional principles. And so if you can master those principles, you'll be a good animator. And when I started, we were using genuinely just using bits of paper, a plastic bar to hold the paper in place,
Mm.
and we and then I would attach that to my scanner and just scan each frame one by one. Now, it's a lot of computer stuff, and people get very obsessed with computer programs. Which program do you use? And I happen to use one called Toon Boom Harmony mainly, use a bit of After Effects, but the program is kind of irrelevant. It becomes an obsession of people, but it's the principles that matter, because the program you're using now might not be around in 5 years' time. It might be another thing. Something else may have moved. It just may have moved on. Um, so they would be the main things. But there's also animation is in lots of bits. So there's animators, but then there's character designers, there's background designers, there's people who focus on special effects shots. There are people who um will direct, people who, so there's a whole range of different roles you can have within animation. And often it is someone doing all of them, but sometimes it's broken down into bits, so you get people who are really good at one thing doing it.
Mm. Wow, very interesting. Yeah, and you see, my dear guys, it's not John who's doing it all alone. And I think that what I'm saying here may sound for some people it's common sense because obviously one man cannot do it. But sometimes, my dear guys, in creative fields and fashion, that's this is what we get to hear. Oh, I'm a creative designer, I'm a chief designer of that brand, and I do it by myself. Obviously, that's not true because one always has a team, one always has certain things which he or she is better at and others that he's not or she's not. So we always need people around us who can just supplement us, in certain things. And it's really great. Yeah, yeah. So basically, yeah, that's very inspiring. So, John, my last question, just yeah, like you and I, we're having this interview, and obviously we are just yeah, talking about creativity and highlighting the project that is basically in progress, is underway. What would you like us to do? How can we help you?
Thank you, firstly. So I'd say two things. One is to pledge. And so in Kickstarter, you can pick something to buy. So you can buy an art of book, or you can buy an album of some of the music, or you could give a small amount. Um, I think as little as £1. See, there's different ways. The pledging helps, even small amounts, because it helps the algorithm. Um, and so that's really, really helpful. The other thing is spreading the word. So if there are people you know that would like this, let them know about it, because I don't have big advertising budgets behind me. So pledge and share. They're
Mm,
the two things.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm assuming most of your audience are Christian. And I would say, if you want to pray for this, that would be really helpful too.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's a faith channel, so obviously, and we all know how prayers they work, and my dear guys, how God of Fashion we are. I would like to say we are very big on the with this kind of assignment and passion of ours to equip people and teach. We provide obviously courses, and I am personally just yeah, I'm interested in active help whenever I could provide one. So it's always, to promote and to mention a thing or two about this or that project, to the people around us, because this is how communities work. And this is, and we know the kingdom business, the kingdom of God, it is a family business, and you cannot do without me and I cannot do without you. So yeah, and that's why, my dear guys, we are so excited about bringing, people, and people we know are doing these video interviews, and which actually has brought me to this final point, which I promised you to mention. My dear guys, the reason why we are not regular on YouTube as even me as I as I'd wish to be, is because, well, first off, we're working on it. Yeah. And number two, my dear guys, if you would like to stay in touch and if you would like to be partakers of the resources, that we are so eagerly share with anyone and everyone who is willing, please sign up godoffashion.com, and we are very, very active with our newsletters. We are very Instagram and courses, we still run them. And we recently, well, 2 months ago, we launched our workshops, which is rebranded version of our book clubs. And I might do another video about this. And my dear guys, so yeah, I'm just, yeah, like trying to be regular on YouTube, and with this, having John around is just such a, and what he does, it's just such a great motivation for me to be regular, and I just couldn't, resist not to do a video about Jessica, about what he does. Yeah, John, I think we are about, you know, to be done. Do you have anything else you would like to share with the audience? Yeah.
So yeah, I'd just say go to jazzcow.co.uk because that forwards to the Kickstarter. And then if the Kickstarter's over and you see this later, there'll be something else on there that'll be about the project wherever we're at. So jazzcow.co.uk is a good place to go. And I want to say thank you to Anna. Anna's been um, an amazing encouragement, and it's really great to have someone that I've never met in person on the other side of the world who cares and really wants to see creative people thrive. So that's great.
Yeah, thank you so much. And my last piece of work, my dear guys, just you know, sometimes when we look at certain projects and basically, you know, one's attitude could be, well, I don't really care about this whole creativity and filters and the you know, the resistance. But my dear guys, there are different points to one matter, and there are different sides how we actually could relate to this one thing, because you might not be perhaps related to what John does or anyone else does conceptually and topic wise, but what basically John does, it's just an amazing project, and it's basically, you know, somewhat leave it your comfort zone, you know, and I feel we all need a certain moment in time and of our journey to do this. So yeah, so and definitely we always, I think there are more points for us to relate to people than we think not, you know, and so just yeah, so for me, like, you know, sharing and equipping and passing the word and doing what I can do, just, you know, with something that is given to me, right? I think anybody can do that, because again, it's a family business and it's a community. So my dear guys, do check it out if it just, yeah, rings a bell within you. Or does something to you, and yeah, hopefully I will see you very, very soon. And please feel free to share comments and ideas, or maybe, I don't know, what this video and this broadcast has done to you. Yeah, looking forward, and always stay in touch, and bye bye for now.